So that's our next clue. We are going to run off to the evidence room, although let me give... Now that we know that there is this mechanic, let me give a really quick spray. I hit the wrong button again. This reminded me of what I think is the most underutilized, like, feature in a adventure game that, and I've thought this for like 20 years now, was the phone in Broken Sword. Or actually your like address book thing in Broken Sword. Because early on you get like you get your friend Nico's phone number, and you can call her up for advice. And you have like this like letter that all your phone numbers are written on that you can consult to call whoever you want to. And I remember when that like letter was introduced with all that space for phone numbers, I was like, oh yeah, there's gonna be so many people to call. No, it's just Nico and one other character who you only call a couple of times very early in the game. And you never get any other numbers in that game, and I am very disappointed to this day, because I feel like I would have wanted to use that mechanic more in that game, to call up various people. And calling Nico doesn't really even help all that much either. It's mainly act as maybe as a bit of a hint system to be like what to do next. Not even that necessarily. Sometimes the calls are just like, "Why, George, why are you calling me right now?" "Oh, hey Nico, just wanted to say hi." "Well, hi George." "Okay, bye Nico." That's about all it is at times. There's one moment close to the end of the game, like one of the areas at the end of the game, where you have to call Nico and use her over the phone in a puzzle. But that's the only time it gets all that fancy. It's calling the other guy, the tailor, and then calling Nico, and in that moment later. So I've always been like, man, I wish you could do more with the phone in that game. But you can't. Okay, we can't go to the detention center from here. Let's go back to our offices. Yeah, just these areas are a little weird. Oh, I just realized, you know what it might be? Could it be that it's because there maybe wasn't enough space on the screen of like a Game Boy Advance to like display all the places you could go to? And rather than put a scroll there, they instead have this weird bouncing from place to place system, maybe? I don't know. Just spitballing here, but that's just what came to my mind just a second ago. Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Yeah, I mean, it's not clear-cut. Even if they have a suspect for the evidence room stabbing, since it's so confusing. Like, definitely, I understand that Emma is being hopeful vis-a-vis her sister, but Lana is not out of the water yet. That photo is pretty bad, even if we pointed out a lot of inconsistencies in it. It's still kind of a problem, so yeah. But, yeah, I get Emma, of course, being excited that maybe we can pin this all on the other guy, although when you see the other guy, you might feel like maybe we don't want to take this guy out. Oh, we're about to get to it now. Here we go.
What was that?
Sir, that's what I'm saying! Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Remember this guy, everybody? Oh, hi. Greetings, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premise? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
Officer Meekins! So you're a guard here at the detention center?
No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report.
No, sir, how should I say this?
Wait, he isn't. Is he?
Well, he's on the other side of the screen here at the detention center, so I guess we can only conclude...
You, Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. On the other hand, I'm a little glad that he's here because he just appeared for that one short scene, so I'm glad this funny guy is still a part of the game. But poor dude, this is really sad for him to be this happening to him. Did these have anything new? I don't remember. Let's go give a quick go. Smile for the camera. Ah, poor Officer Meekins. I think he knows he's being watched. There was a little extra dialogue there. Nice. This guard monitors the visitors' room. Seeing a fellow patrolman in here must make him worry about his own fate in life. No comments from the peanut gallery? What? What, Emma? What? I don't understand. Oh, give me just a moment, everybody. Just a second. Phew, I once again made the mistake of recording some Ace Attorney without any water on hand, and I really felt like I'm gonna need it here with the dialogue I know is coming up, so well, that'll help me out a little bit. Oh, I just realized, isn't that cute? He's saluting even in his ID card there. That's really funny. What a model officer this Meekins. So let's chat him up. Let's talk about the day of the crime. Ah, man, that megaphone. Yikes. Sir! I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir! Sir! Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Why is Phoenix so confused? It's so obviously his place with all the cowboy accoutrements. Like, really, Phoenix. Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yeah! Wow, 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 wow. What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand? Just like Miss Sky. That's true, they did have bandages on their hands, both of them. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I had to talk about that, but I have to call out. I was very confused the first time I recorded this, and I'm still confused. I don't understand how he woke up here after blacking out, or whiting out, as he said, in the evidence room. Because, okay, so the murder happened at the same time as the murder in the freaking parking lot. So it was, that couple of days ago. And he says he woke up in the detention center, presumably under suspect, but we saw him the other day when he came to Edgeworth. We just saw the flashback. And that was after the murder had happened, because we were already investigating the murder, so he woke up in the detention center and walked off to deliver that report, or what happened? And later on, he's gonna say in one of these dialogues, he's gonna say that he woke up back in the evidence room, or like he woke up in the station or something, so I don't know what to think of all that. It's either I'm being very much misled here purposefully, or there's some kind of mistake with the writing, which I find a little hard to believe with how good the writing has been, so I don't know. But let's carry on. Tell us about the victim. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir! Please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir! If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim! I would, but you happen to be in detention. And alive and well at that. Oh, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. What kind of freaking hot box is he stuck in, this devoid of light? He's just working in an oubliette. They open up a hatch, drop him case files. Poor guy. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Yeah, this case is getting slimier and slimier by the millisecond. Let's talk about that bandaged hand, shall we, Meekins? About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, Don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do! Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. See, there's the contradiction. We're not even in the court, but there's a contradiction right there that I'm like, what the heck? Where did you wake up? Here or in the evidence room? What is going on here? Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow, sir! Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Yeah, that's a lot of mystery. I don't know why I said mystery. A lot of intrigue right there in this mystery. Yeah, mystery, intrigue, mystery. But anyway, yeah, it's very odd. They also kind of glossed over another important part, which was that the Detective Goodman was holding a knife. That's a little mysterious as well. Like, I'm surprised they didn't harp on that. But okay, also the body disappearing is... or Detective Goodman disappearing is... also a little strange. Well, let's show our stuff to him as well, and then we will be done with Mr. Meekins for the moment. Officer Meekins, have a look at this. Go ahead, sir. Laugh. Laugh at me, sir. Ha ha. Huh? I know what you want to say. You're going to tell me how she has one just like it. Me? Why would I... I know, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Nowhere. I'm alone. All alone. Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. Is he talking about those badges on her coat? Heh. I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. That was... man, always these badge interactions are always good shit. And oh man, poor Meekins seems like he has to sort out some stuff in his life. Outside of, you know, him being suspected of murder. But, you know, other stuff in his life also needs a little bit of sorting out. By the way, you may notice a little logo on Meekins' hat there. Apparently that's a police department logo, because it's right here on the ID card as well. You can see. Do you think you could take a look at this?
Huh. Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it!
That's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir.
You mean you remember what happened?
Correct! That card was the cause of it all.
This ID card?
Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing!
I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Yeah, we're gonna talk to him in a second about that, but let's go through the items first. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this?
I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. I guess so? I don't know, because Edgeworth would be super mad at being interrupted about something inane like that, I guess, is what's going on there. That's the unique dialogue, or not the opposite of unique, that's the general dialogue for items he has no comment on, which we just heard. But this one's something new, so let's go. Officer Meekins, this is for you.
I'm scared of knives, sir.
It's okay. I just wanted you to take out...
That's it, sir! Last night, sir! That's the one! I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled!
Second thought, you don't have to take a look at the knife. Huh. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Yeah, that's a really messed up dream. I don't like the idea of getting peeled. Like, ugh. I understand Officer Meekins totally. I don't think he had any other interactions with any other item. Oops. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. But I'll go through these. I'm a little surprised some of these police items he has nothing to say. Again, as an adventure game, like, if I were an adventure game writer, I'd put something unique for the Blue Badger for Meekins to comment on, so... That, like, surprises me a little bit that there's nothing for that, but, you know. So it goes at times. Okay. No. I'm being thorough, but, you know. No payoffs for now. I do like it, though, when we show the evidence of the knife. He's gonna be like, it's the same knife dialogue we got earlier. So it's a little different, but also cool that you can use both knives. Oh yeah, the photo does give something unique. Here we go.
Hey, why do you have that? That's...
From the day. It was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk.
So this means I'm a free man! Innocent! If this is a dream, sir, then I hope I never wake up!
If this is a dream, you'd better wake up right now! But wouldn't you stop existing then, Phoenix? So do you really want to? I guess you want to. It's like every story where the characters realize they're in a dream. Eventually, the dream has to end and the characters in the dream accept it. Seems to be like the lesson in like every story with that kind of setup, so... I guess Phoenix would be okay with that, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so here we go. Here's the same knife dialogue, which is fun. That they're both knives, so they both have the dialogue. Good eye on that. No hungry Meekins for a steak, is there? Let's see. No. Yeah, too bad. So, now there's crime details available here, so let's chat him up about that. Can you tell me what it is you do remember?
Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will.
Yeah, we heard that once already, but here he goes again with the lines. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir! That's what I've been trying to tell you! So you asked Detective Goodman... Oh, that's not Phoenix. Hold on. Let's try again. Wow. So many voices. My bad, my bad, my bad. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me! What? Sir, I assure you I was flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leaped at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. Apparently Officer Meekins' father is the Doomslayer? That's a cool dad you got there, Meekins. From the sound of things. What happened then? Well... my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. See, again, there's the contradiction. Where did he wake up again? I don't know, but apparently we can't really question him on that because we can't. But I'm so confused by that point still. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Uh-oh, actual crime solving. Let's go. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape! And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, guess we'd better go check out the crime scene. Okay, that's a good stuff, but okay, that's really, by good I mean funny, that's really funny, poor Meekins. I love the guy, but he's a little goofy. But yeah, now we got some good solid lead to follow. A freaking security camera footage? Hell yeah. I'm sure there'll be nothing actually super, dubious and prone to interpretation on that video that the others have overlooked. Actually, I don't know because I never played that far when I first recorded, but, it's my suspicion that it's not going to be as clear-cut. Like the picture of the Steel Samurai that was supposed to be so revealing, but then you're like, what the heck? There's no way of knowing that that's Will Powers in the photo, so, yeah. So, maybe this is why we go to the detention center, go to the criminal affairs from the detention center, because we are supposed to have an encounter here at the Depart. So, but that's so awkward, the way you go through areas here. So even if that's on purpose, I think they shouldn't have done that. It's so confusing, the way you hop around areas, depending on where you are in this part. So anyway, here we are now at the detectives department. Sorry, I had to take another drink. I'm sure it is hard to believe, but doing Officer Meekins' voice is a little taxing. I'm sure you'd never guess. But, yeah, that's what happens when you do that voice.
Oh, my God. Speaking of voices, mine's going a little bit. Oh, dear.
No, I'm fine. I can do this. We got like 5 minutes left. I can still do this for a hot second. Let's go.
Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk.
It's Police Chief Gant.
And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal?
Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered.
Aha! Righto, my boy! How you been? Swim much?
Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
Must have been too much influence from Meekins there getting to Phoenix as well. So before we talk to Gant, I stumbled on this by accident because I'm so thorough. I was like, let's check around here. There's new dialogue for this guy and this guy. And talking to the chief is actually going to result in some results, crazy enough. And I was totally surprised. Let's talk to him first, though.
That must be one of the detectives.
He's mumbling something to himself.
I know. The killer used the cassette tape. What a crafty trick. That gunshot was a fake. Oh, this is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age.
He's not writing a report. He is writing a novel. Well, of course, that's what he did last time. And what a mystery it is that he's writing. Real winner, I can tell. So let's talk to the Chief of Detectives real quick.
Oh, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the Chief of Police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not! Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Which, of course...
Let's... Trying to find the right button, sorry. That is the date of the murder, February 21st. And that is when, Edgeworth showed up, of course. That's not that crazy, because the death happened supposedly around the time that he arrived. And of course, that's the date written on this SL9 memo, so everything is pointing to that day. Mysterious, including this right here, this lost item thing. Goodman's lost item report, a half-written document dated 2/21, can only be submitted to the Chief of Police.
I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene.
So yeah, wasn't that funny? There's a prompt a little later when we talk to Gant, which kind of hints that you should talk to the Chief of Detectives here. So it's not like you really can miss that if you're paying a modicum of attention. But it's just really funny that I'm always being so careful to do this examining first, and for once it actually coughed up some good stuff. Here's the item report. Let's have a quick look at it. 221, Bruce Goodman, and then... Now that's what I think is interesting. 5, and that really looks like a 9 that's been squiggled out. Now here's the thing. See, I was thinking this last time as well, and I'm thinking it right now as well. Let's look at this. Oh, it's not here. Hold on. It's actually, you have to read from here. Goodman's ID is 5842189. Now, you could, if you started to draw an 8 and stop it in the middle, it could kind of look like a 9, but I think that doesn't look like a half-finished 8, that 9 right there. It's like it would be a lot more bendier, the bottom bit of that 9, if it was originally supposed to be an 8. So I don't think that was like he was in the middle of writing an 8 and squiggled it out. I think he wrote a 9 by accident and then squiggled it out. Now, I'm just wondering, would Bruce Goodman forget his own ID number? I don't know, maybe he might. But maybe, which is my theory, someone else was filling this out in Goodman's name? I don't know. Wow, here's the weird thing, guys. We're at the end of the episode. I actually got less far than I did on my first recording, even though I could swear I talked more crap on my first go. I thought I was being more expedient, but somehow we're a little behind what I was doing on my first go. I think I'll do it just so we can get on a blind start next time. We'll just talk to Gant here, and then we'll call it for today. So this goes a little longer, but not a lot. There's a couple of lines of dialogue here with Gant, and then we'll be done for today. And then next time, unless I bungle things up again, which I hope won't happen again, knock on wood, we will again have a blind Let's Play going on. But this has been fine, doing this on second time. Actually, I've been okay with the second recording. It's not that bad. It stings a little, but I guess I'm learning to deal with that little mistake that happened, so, yeah. So, let's chat it up with Gant and call it. By the way, his cravat has the police station logo as well. You can notice right there in the middle, the big yellow thing. Kind of a nice little detail. I like it.
Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yeah, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gourd Lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto?
Von Karma. Yes, how could we forget?
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence.
Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
Poor Edgeworth. Wonder if he's going to be fit to serve after all this nonsense. But yeah, it has been a rough time for the prosecutor's office, hasn't it? Even though, Edgeworth was cleared. But we've talked about it in this game. Like, they've talked about how, like, it still stinks up for the poor guy. So let's talk about the evidence room.
It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean.
There being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Righto! I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
One thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets! Can't stand them. But it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut.
He was the one you were picking on earlier.
Huh? Oh, you saw that? Whoops!
I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
So there it is. That's what I was saying. Like, at this point, you would realize to maybe examine the chief of detectives to get that item. So I did things a little out of order, but I don't feel too bad about that. I just feel kind of happy with it. But it's cool that they actually call that out in the game, so you don't miss that thing. Well, let's just ask for permission to enter, I suppose. It's the polite thing to do.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor?
Huh? Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help.
I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room.
Oof, those piercing eyes. Ugh.
Now, Righto.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all.
Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
It just goes to show you never know until you ask.
And for you, here, you can borrow this.
Huh? Hey! This is a detective's ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir. It's an honor.
You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
And he amscrates as well.
It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Oh, just think. A real ID. You seem happy? Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Okay, so good stuff there. Actually, there were some really good moments with Meekins and Gant there, so this was interesting stuff, and I'm happy we got to review it again. Not happy that I had to record again, but I appreciate getting a second review of some of these really tricky plot points. A lot to keep in mind in this ever complicating case, yes. But yeah, now we have caught up to where I recorded last time, so I will call it here. Next time, again, like I said, unless I again bungle things, there will be more blind Phoenix Wright playthrough. Really excited to see where this plot goes. Should be interesting. I hope you guys are interested as well. So, see you all next time. Bye-bye!